Everybody asks what an AI employee actually costs, and almost nobody publishes a straight answer. So here it is: the real pricing, the honest math against hiring, and the three situations where I'll tell you not to buy one. Why are the numbers so hard to find? Vendors either hide pricing behind a sales call or quote you a chatbot that isn't the same product. I build these for a living. So here's our actual math: real ranges, including when it does not pencil. Start with what people think it costs, because there are two camps, and they're both wrong. Camp 1 saw a $20 a month chatbot and thinks that's the product. It isn't. That's a template with no memory of your business. Camp 2 got quoted six figures by an agency. Also, not the product. A custom AI employee for one role sits in a very different bracket. Every AI employee we build has exactly four cost components: the one-time build, the hosting it runs on, the AI usage it burns, and the upkeep that keeps it sharp. Price all four honestly, and you know exactly what you're signing up for. Here's each of the four, with real ranges. Component 1, the build: discovery, the decision tree, the integrations into your calendar, CRM, and phones, prompt engineering, and testing. Our builds typically land between $1,000 and $10,000 one time. What moves the number is how many systems it touches, voice versus text, and the edge cases. A single well-defined role, a front desk, a follow-up agent, sits near the bottom of that range. Voice plus complex routing climbs toward the top, and anyone quoting a build price before asking about your systems is guessing. Component 2, hosting: the server it runs on, the database that stores its memory, the phone number it answers. This is the cheap part. $20 to $100 a month covers almost every single role agent we run. Component 3, the AI usage itself. It's metered like a utility. A text conversation costs pennies. Voice costs more because speech in and out is the expensive part. Most single role agents run $30 to $300 a month in real usage, and volume is the whole story. Component 4, upkeep. Somebody has to watch the conversations, capture corrections, and keep it current when your services change and when the AI models underneath change. It's the biggest slice of the monthly cost. It's the part cheap bots skip, and it's exactly why cheap bots die. Add it up, and here's the honest monthly number. A managed single role AI employee runs about $500 a month, all in. A full front office suite tops out around $1,500. Same pricing we publish in plain text on our site. Now put that against the alternative: hiring a person for the same role. And be fair to the comparison. The wage is not the cost. A typical $18 an hour front office role is about $37,500 a year in wages. Add payroll taxes, a modest benefits package, and overhead, and the real number lands near $46,000. Call it $3,800 a month, fully loaded, for one full-time person covering one role 40 hours a week. That's the honest side-by-side number, not the wage, the loaded cost. Side by side, it's not a clean sweep, and I want to be honest about that. The AI employee wins on cost, coverage, speed, and consistency. The human wins on judgment, nuance, and being in the room. And those last rows are exactly why some roles should stay human. But on pure cost for a coverage role, the gap is enormous. $46,000 loaded for the hire, $6,000 to $18,000 a year for the agent, plus the build spread over its life. Roughly a $30,000 gap per role per year. And be clear what this math is for: coverage, not layoffs. Every business we work with keeps their people. The agent takes the midnight phones, the lunch rush overflow, the follow-up nobody has time for. Your people keep the judgment calls and the relationships. Now, the part vendors never say out loud: The three situations where an AI employee is the wrong call, and I'll tell you not to buy one, including from us. Situation 1. The job is too small. If the role takes less than about 5 hours a week, the math rarely pencils. Even at full automation, you'd save a few $100s against a $500 agent. A simpler tool or a booking link wins. Volume is what makes this work. Situation 2. The job is mostly judgment. If every conversation is a negotiation, a diagnosis, or a high stakes exception, there's no repeatable process to automate. Same if you can't describe how the job is done. If the rules only live in someone's head, write them down first. Automate after. Situation 3. Nobody owns the feedback loop. The first 30 days decide everything, and someone on your side has to spend a few minutes a week flagging what's off. If nobody will own that, the agent plateaus at day 1 quality. No owner, no purchase. So run the screen honestly. Too little volume, all judgment, no written process, or no one to own corrections. Any one of those, and I'd rather you keep your money. Fix the blocker first. If you pass that screen, here's what payback actually looks like. Day 1 versus day 90, honestly. Day 1 is real, but rough. The agent goes live and immediately catches what was falling through. The 7 p.m. calls, the Sunday night web forms. It will also stumble on phrasing it hasn't seen, and that's normal. Week 1 is for collecting corrections, not judging the ROI. By day 90, it's a different system. Every correction is baked in. The answers sound like your best week, and the numbers are stable enough to trust. Our builds typically cover their monthly cost with 1 to 2 recovered customers a month. Most cross that line in the first month or two. Which means the one-time build typically pays itself back inside 30 to 90 days. If a vendor promises payback in a week, be skeptical. And if the math can't get there inside a quarter on your numbers, don't do the deal. If you want this math on your business, instead of my examples, I built a free ROI calculator. Pick the job, enter your hours and your wage, and it gives you the honest answer. Cost range, payback window, including when the answer is no. It's at neuron-hq.com/ROI.